Hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV. Today I have got a bit of a different style video for you. I'm not just talking about Liverpool, of course I am going to be talking about Liverpool. It's a Liverpool fucking channel, I don't know what you expect. As we know, the transfer window is just concluded. Today I'm going to be rating all teams' transfers windows. Obviously I'm going to talk about Liverpool first and in most detail, but I'm also going to run through a few teams in the top 6, top 7, there and thereabouts, because it's been a very active transfer window. Now the way I'm going to base my scores, because I'm going to be doing a rating out of 10, the way I'm going to base my scores is simply the signings that you've made, of course, the ins, the outs, in terms of the outs, players that might have been dead wood, just not really worth having on the wage bill and getting rid of them, offloading them. Also, have you been able to keep hold of star players, as well as has your new signings improved your squad as a whole? Now, one thing I want to just say before I do start this video, make sure that you are interactive in the comments, because this is a video where I do feel like I'm going to get quite a bit of stick with some of the things that I say. Obviously, not everyone's going to agree with me, which is absolutely okay. That's what this channel's for. That's what this platform's for, I feel. More importantly, I love the interaction that's been happening, because it's at an all-time high. And I do read me comments as well, so make sure that you are definitely getting involved. Anyway, enough of the shit talk. Let's get into some ratings. Let's get into talking transfers, as the transfer window is now shut. I don't know if business deals can still happen. Obviously, maybe some things might go over the line. That's why I'm happy to do this video. That's why I'm happy to go based off what I've seen. I'm happy to go based off what I think. And also, do you know what? I'll even throw in what I think is going to be the best signing of the season, what's been the best signing so far, and even possibly predict the flop of the season as well, just to make it a little bit more spicy. Anyway, Liverpool FC, my football club. I weren't expecting much going into the transfer window, I'm not going to lie to you, because when it comes to improving a squad, which is really what a transfer window is for, let me know if I'm wrong about that, but I think I'm pretty accurate on saying that's what the purpose of a transfer window is. How do you improve what is arguably the best team in the world, especially going into the season? We're coming into it as the Premier League champions. We absolutely killed the Premier League last year. 21 points did we end up finishing, but that gap was 30 points at one point. And realistically, in our starting 11, we filled in all the holes that we really, really needed to. Robbo for Moreno at left back, centre backs basically covered. I mean, I'm saying all this after we've just lost 7-2 to Aston Villa, but we're just going to go with that as a fluke, and we're going to say, we're just going to assume that just was all not supposed to happen, which I actually do believe. But no, mate, I just wasn't expecting much business in terms of ins. I was expecting quite a bit more business from Liverpool in terms of the outs, but in terms of, let me talk about the players we got in first. I'll start off with Kostas Tsimikas, as that was the first player we actually bought in. When we signed him, I genuinely did think this is probably going to be our only transfer of the whole window, and it's done simply to fill in a void in the squad. The left-back position, depth-wise, we're not really strong. We've got Robertson, and then we've got James Milner who can cover there, but we know we can't rely on Milner being a left-back anymore. Realistically, he's getting older, he's getting slower, he can't really compete with the wingers. He can still give you a 7, 6 out of 10 performance if he does play there, but getting a backup is much more better, especially if something happens to Robbo injury-wise. I thought this was good business, and if it was the only business, I would have been content with that. He undoubtedly improves our squad, so I'm happy about it. But then, after I think this must have been about 6 weeks later, we go in for Thiago, who he was linked with all fucking transfer window from before the Champions League final took place. We were linked with Thiago Alcantara. I even done a video about a month or two before we signed him saying Liverpool sign Thiago Alcantara. You can fact check that, you can go on my channel. And my reasonings for it is because he could have actually improved our squad. He is a Champions League winner. And as far as a signing goes, as of when you signed the player, this could be the best signing we've ever made. Obviously, Fernando Torres and Luis Suarez. But remember what I said from when we signed them. Torres and Suarez weren't even a footnote to the players that he was when they left the club. Thiago Alcantara is a European champion. We have literally added a champion to a squad of champions. I haven't even said the best bit. All for the price of 20 million euros, pounds. Don't give a flying duck, mate. Amazing business. Amazing business. And do you know what the best thing is? Thiago Alcantara wanted to leave the giants that are Bayern Munich to come to Liverpool. He actually wanted to come. He forced the move. He said when the move was finalised, he started crying. Everything he said since, he said nothing but the right things. He said things like, listen, the fans are excited, but they're not as excited as I am. I can't wait to represent the Liverpool shirt. Can't wait to win things. He's a winner. That's what we needed to bring in. Absolutely brilliant business from Jurgen on that department. And do you know what, mate? Thiago Alcantara. Hey, Thiago. He's better than Rodriguez. Yes, stay mad. Stay fucking mad. 45 minutes of football in a Liverpool shirt, even though this is Under Armour. And I'm still calling it, mate. Thiago is fucking boss. And then 24 hours later, we go ahead. And I really did think we were done at this point, but we then go ahead and just dive into Wolves' squad and pick out a little cheeky Diego Jota. Don't mind if I certainly do. And the best thing is, these deals that we've made with Thiago and Jota, they're paid in instalments. I think we're paying $5 million a year for Thiago, which is fucking fuck all. And then we're paying like $6 million this year for Jota and like 40 next year, which is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And one thing that I've realised off Jota's first game, one of them being, first couple of games, should I say, one of them being a 7-2 loss to Aston Villa, is he undoubtedly improves our squad. He's better than Origi, he's better than Shaqiri, he's a better option than all of these players. Who's to say he can't even come in and replace Bobby Firmino, who I'm going to be doing a video on soon, because obviously he's had a dip in form. Soon he's going to have to get challenged, and I like the way Jota's came in. He's come in with a bit of hunger, and I'm not sure if he will take in one of them winger positions with the fact Mo's there, with the fact Mane's there. But who's to say he can't go into that front three as a number 9, or even move Salah into the number 9 and give him a right winger? We've just got an absolutely amazing player that maybe even we as Liverpool fans don't realise could break into our first team sooner than we think. Brilliant business in terms of the ins. Now, the only thing that I can maybe say was slightly better than the ins was the outs, the business that we got for the outs. Now, Dejan Lovren, he was one of the first signings to go. 10.9 million, 11 million pretty much to Zenit. Let me put in perspective, that's half the amount of what we brought Thiago Alcantara in. Let me also put into perspective, we sold Ryan Brewster to Sheffield United, which I do think is a good deal for Sheffield United, but I think it's a better deal for Liverpool in the fact he's played, what, half a season in the Championship. Also, we've got a buyback clause on him, which, so if he does become amazing, we'll just take him back. Thank you very fucking much. Also, put into perspective, we sold Hoover for half the money that we signed Thiago. Also, put into perspective, let me go back to the Brewster point, that we sold Brewster for pretty much the same price as what we got Thiago in for. So listen, mate, as far as I'm concerned, and let me remember, we have still got, should I say, Virgil van Dijk, Sadio Mane, Jordan Henderson, Alisson. We have also still got Robbo, Trent, Mo Salah, Gini Wijnaldum, another big player that was rumoured to leave the club, and we ended up keeping hold of him. As far as I'm concerned, what quantifies a good transfer window is, has your signings improved your squad? Check. Has the players that you have sold, were they dead wood? Was they just carrying weight onto the squad that's already stacked? Check. And then on top of this, did we keep all of our big players? Check. Absolutely, we fucking did. Great transfer window from Liverpool. I don't care if this sounds a bit biased. I actually genuinely am made up about it. Other Liverpool fans, in the comments, let me know what your thoughts about this transfer window was. Neutrals, what do you think? Do you think I'm being a bit too optimistic, or do you think I have a right to be this optimistic? I'm giving us a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10, mate, because how do you improve the champions of England? I didn't know until this transfer window. Now I know, because now I've saw it. So now with Liverpool out the way, I want to dive into a few of the other teams in the top 6 before I choose what my prediction for who I think will be the signing of the season and the flop of the season. First off, I want to go into Arsenal. Arsenal fans, I know quite a few Arsenal fans watch me, and I only know this because I've done about 10 previews already this season for Liverpool versus Arsenal. I've even done a video with Troops on this very YouTube channel, which I know a few Arsenal fans came over for. I've done a podcast with Troops on Spotify. I've been on Arsenal Fan TV. This has all been just this season, by the way. So I've got I feel like me and you Arsenal fans were quite familiar. And if you're not happy, then you are an absolutely spoiled fucking bastard, because your transfer window has been nothing but absolutely sensational. And do you know what, mate? Before that transfer deadline day, it was alright, it was sound, it was okay. But then, when you signed Thomas fucking Partey, who the fuck's Jamie Vardy? Mate, Thomas Partey improves the Arsenal squad to a whole nother level. Listen, do you know that gap in the midfield when Liverpool didn't have Fabinho, that gap that we felt we were missing? And then Fabinho came in, yes, it took him a while, but then he ended up settling into that role. Look at him now. Now we realise how important Fabinho is. That's what Arsenal are going to realise in Thomas Partey, mate. For less than £50 million as well, that's a steal from Atletico Madrid. Don't mind if I diddly fucking do. Because you know what, I probably wouldn't take him at Liverpool just simply for the fact that we've got Fabinho and other players, but you have got to give this signing respect. On top of this, mate, they bring in a Premier League proven Willian, who, yes, is old, but for the short term, you would be blind to not say that that's a great option. Obviously, they got Gabriel from Lille, who I'm not going to lie, I didn't know too much about until he did join Arsenal. Now, after watching a few games of him, he actually looks fucking decent. And improves their team. On top of this, signing Dani Ceballos for an extended loan season. Even people were raising an eyebrow when they sold Martinez to Aston Villa, which I understand, he's a good goalkeeper, but for £20 million, £20 million for a backup goalkeeper, that's not too bad. That's not too shabby, Alonso, do you know what I mean? I think that's a great transfer window from Arsenal. On top of this, they signed fucking Aubameyang, or should I say signed Aubameyang on an extension for the contract. Unreal. How can you not be happy with that? I'm giving you an 8 out of 10 because you came into the transfer window as FA Cup winners and you've came out of the transfer window stronger. For that reason, you should be happy and you should be proud of your manager and your board. Right, next team is Chelsea. Now, I know I made the argument that the ins, the outs, that's what justifies whether you've had a good transfer window or not. Now, Chelsea have made some brilliant ins on paper. On paper, they're still not proven, people. This is what I want to address to you, and agree or disagree with me if you want. Don't get me wrong, I do absolutely hate Chelsea Football Club, but I do try and be as non-biased as possible, and I am just trying to say it how I see it. This is not FIFA. This is not FIFA. And Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz, you're taking the piss when you're signing Ziyech and Havertz and Werner all in one season. On top of this, you're bringing in Ben Chilwell for £50 million. Thiago Silva. Like, this is what I'm saying, mate. Is this as good as what we're trying to make out? For the long term, it could be absolutely brilliant. But I'm kind of really talking about this season when it comes to whether these signings are good. And Werner, yes, he's looking dangerous, but he hasn't quite kicked in yet. Ziyech hasn't quite got the numbers that we would expect. Havertz still needs more time, still a young player. When a player is bought for a big price, there's more of an expectation. But that's just how football is. That's how football works. It happened when Van Dijk joined Liverpool. But I just don't know. 50 million for Ben Chilwell. I think that's a bit, I don't know. I know you need to spend big to get big, but are you really getting big when you're spending big in that situation? Don't get me wrong, I wanted Timo Werner for Liverpool. I think that's probably their best signing on paper. I have to give credit for the Edouard Mendy signing as well. They did need a new goalkeeper, but I'm not going to lie, people. I haven't heard much about him until he did join Chelsea, and I just know he's tall, and I know he comes from fucking Rennes, because it says there. I don't even know if that's how you say the fucking club's name. Don't get me wrong as well, though. They have sold Alvaro Morata to Atletico Madrid for £60 million. With how average he was at Chelsea, that's a pretty good deal. Fuck you, Alvaro Morata, by the way, you cunt. But no, just without Chelsea have started as well, I think it'd be naive as fuck to give them anything below a 6. I'm gonna give them a 7. I'm gonna give them a 7. I'm gonna be fair. I'm not gonna be too much of a cunt, but I am very unsure on quite a few of them signings. To be fair, I'm looking this way because that's where my laptop is. But enough on them. Now we need to move into our little cousins. Reds, come here. I know. Listen, the top of the league, we know, and no one else is listening, Reds, it's just me and you. The top of the league, they're doing well, and let's be honest, they've had a great transfer window. We've got to not be bitter. This is one thing that Liverpool fans have now got to show in the times when Everton is doing well, which, to be fair, is only winning 4 games in a row, which is brilliant, and I think in their history, that's one of the longest fucking win streaks that they've had. So I'm not trying to take anything away from Everton fans before you just fucking go at me in the comments. Not that I give a flying duck, but you know what I mean. But you have just got to give credit where credit is absolutely due in Carlo Ancelotti. James Rodriguez, Allen, Decore, 3 signings straight off the bat that undoubtedly improved that squad. Even James Rodriguez, I'm not going to lie, I was one of the people who said he's one of the most overrated players in world football going into the transfer to Everton. I said, listen, they're getting a good player, they're getting someone who's going to improve them. But never did I expect the levels that has came from James Rodriguez. Also, players like Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewandowski, as people are calling them. And to be fair, I know it's ridiculous, but he's playing like what a Lewandowski would. Like, I don't want to admit it and I don't want to say it, but I can only say how I see it. And Everton are looking much better, and I do only think that's due to the transfers. They're playing good football. They're not just winning games. They look like they've got a philosophy. And James Rodriguez is just another level. Like, let's be real. I don't think he's on Thiago's level, but he is on another level. And I have got to give them it. Even signing Godfrey on the last day, they realised that they are a bit vulnerable defensively. And I'm not sure if that was the transfer to make to really cover that, but they got Sutton. In the end. Godfrey's just had a season in the Premier League. It's not too bad, but I am mostly impressed with the signings in the midfield. I thought the thing that could have maybe made it a perfect transfer window is going out and actually getting a goalkeeper. That's really it. That's the only thing that really knocks a few points off me. I really don't rate Pickford. Let me know in the comments down below whether you do or not. I even joked at the end of my last video, Adrian or Pickford, because honestly, mate, I think T-Rex arms is just fucking shite. It's diabolical. But with that being said, I've got to give them an 8.5. 8.5 out of 10. I'm not going to give them a 9. Just purely based on the fact that, obviously, yes, the transfers have done well so far, but we've still got a lot more to see. On top of that, I do think they could have done a bit more in maybe improving the defensive side of things. I think we've even seen that they've got frailties at the back early on this season. But obviously, you're just going to assume that I don't want Everton to be the same as Liverpool. I genuinely don't think that they're a 9 out of 10. I was going to give them an 8, but I thought that might have been a little bit harsh just with the start of the season that they've had. Now we move into the Manchester clubs, and I'm going to talk about these in a pair because I don't think any one of them have really had that good of a transfer window. People have really don't start with Manchester City. Ferran Torres, how much does he really improve them? Let me know if I'm wrong, let me know, of course, but what does he really add to that team? Nathan Ake saying, yes, he's a Premier League proven player. Yes, he's better than what they had before in Nicolas Otamendi and stuff like that. So in that aspect, that is a good signing, but does it fill the gap? Does it get them to where Manchester City want to be, which is competing for the Premier League again? Let's be real, they never last season. Competing for the Champions League again, let's be real, they fucking just got knocked out by Lyon. I don't know if them, and also they sold players like Leroy Sané, who I know once have gone, but let's be honest, he's fucking quality. And I don't know, I just don't see anything there. Even Ruben Diaz, 65 million on Ruben. Who the fuck's Ruben Diaz? I'm not angry because it's not my money or my club or anything like that, but the fact that you're signing somebody called Ruben Diaz for 10 million less than what Virgil van Dijk fucking cost, I don't know, and I could eat my words, he could end up being a great centre-back, this, that and the other, but right now, as of the time that I'm talking, I don't think that's that great. And then when you look at Manchester United, Van der Beek, realistically, he wants to go back to Ajax anyway. Alex Telles, sound better than Luke Shaw, but Luke Shaw's playing centre-back anyway, so I don't know. And Edinson Cavani, mate, what? You've just had Lukaku, like you've literally just had Romelu Lukaku, and now you're bringing in Edinson Cavani in a system where he's probably going to play in a 5 at the back formation. Let's be honest, that's not going to suit well for him. He's going to play next to Rashford. I don't see Cavani. I can see him getting goals, but I do fall into the narrative that the Glazers have just gone out and got an Edinson Cavani because they couldn't go out and get a Jadon Sancho. That's really it. I don't see much intent from the Man United board, and I don't think this is really Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fault. I think this is more the board. You have got to look more at the top, and I don't feel sorry for Man United fans because I don't really like you that much. But like, same vice versa, do you know what I mean? But I do feel for the club when I know that they're getting run by shit, and Man United are getting run by shit and have done for a fairly long time. But as for ratings for these two, I'm going to give them both 5s. Both of them, both Manchester clubs, I don't think it's that great. Even the players that you've saw them sell, like Chris Smalling to Roma, Alexis Sanchez and stuff like that, they look better off. Not at Manchester United, so I don't know how you can really say that's a good transfer window when they don't look improved. They don't look like they're going to improve, and the players that have gone have looking better. So let me know if I'm being a bit harsh, but it is what it is, and the same goes for City in that aspect. And lastly, the last team that I want to talk about is Tottenham Hotspur. Now, one signing in particular, obviously the loan deal that was Gareth Bale. They've made some sound signings on top of this, don't get me wrong. Matt Højbjerg from Southampton. Who else did they sign here? Let me see. Matt Doherty from Wolves. Good players, good solid players that improves the squad, adds to the squad depth. Bringing back a club legend like Gareth Bale, you can call him a club legend, absolutely. Like, just put it in perspective for Liverpool fans, that's like us getting Luis Suarez back now. And don't you dare say, even after that Champions League semi-final against Barca, that you do not take Luis Suarez back in the Liverpool shirt, because I absolutely do, and that would be so exciting to see. And I think Spurs fans should be excited. He's still a quality player. He still adds loads of quality to whatever team he walks into. Listen, we know a firsthand in that Champions League final not too long ago. Yes, Karius fucking no hands, you know what I mean? Might as well be tied behind his fucking back cunt. But, you know, still, Gareth Bale was really good. That overhead kick was class. You know that he's still got quality. And he could be the difference. Listen, him, Kane and Son, that's just a different level. And he could definitely, absolutely be the difference of Tottenham breaking into the top four. He really, really could. That's how big of a signing I think Gareth Bale is. But that's only if he plays. And that's the only issue I have with that signing. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the players that they've sold and released were kind of just dead wood, carrying on, not adding much to the squad. So if I'm going to give them an overall rating, I'll give them a 7.5. I think bringing in a Gareth Bale adds much more to your squad. I think Højbjerg and Doherty is good signings, as well as the left back that they brought in from Real Madrid. I'm not going to lie, I don't know how to say his name. I think a 7.5 is fair, but let me know in the comments down below what you think. Right, boys, now quickly, a signing of the season and prediction, and also a flop of the season prediction. Let me know who you think is going to be the best signing from any Premier League club, just in the Premier League in general this season. Who do you think it will be? And the same goes for the flop. For the signing, listen, boys, I know that I could just be saying this as a Liverpool fan, and that's absolutely fine, but just off what I've saw so far, Thiago Jota, I know it's ridiculous, I know it is, but like he really does look like he'll break into this Liverpool first team, and I just don't think we're quite seeing it. And I want to call it first if I possibly can. The white Sadio Mane is fucking here. He has arrived and he's looking boss. He really is looking really good. He could have the potential. But let's not put it past James Rodriguez of Everton Football Club. Let's not put it past Allen of Everton. Them two are such good signings, and people need to realise, especially James Rodriguez, he's just elevated that whole team to a different level. And listen, there was a reason why we said Van Dijk was the signing of the season when we got him. That's what basically James Rodriguez has done for Everton. So from an unbiased point of view, I'm probably going to edge him. Obviously, my man Thiago Alcantara would be in for the shout, but I've seen him play 45 minutes. A very good 45 minutes, but I want to try and be fair. I want to try and be accurate. So James Rodriguez in that aspect. As for the flop, how about this? I was going to say Edinson Cavani, but I don't think many people are expecting him to do that well anyway. And I still think he could add a few goals to Man United. I'm going to go with Kai Havertz. Listen, like I said before, a big transfer fee always adds pressure. And not only does it add pressure, if you don't fulfill, if you're not performing, people really do keep bringing it up. And it really does devalue the player massively. And I think that could happen to Kai Havertz. Such a big transfer fee for such a young kid who's just not used to the physicality of this league. He's with a team that he's not used to playing around, or even he's playing around players that aren't used to being in that team themselves. They don't know what it's like to be a Chelsea player. They don't know what it means to be a Chelsea player. Therefore, I can see maybe that being the biggest flop. But let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure there's bits of this video that I should really look more into. I'm not going to lie, I don't do the perfect amount of research for every video, but I do just try and talk about and give my opinion and my view, because for some reason, some of you respect it. But overall, I just do like to try and just give a different side of things, a different perspective. And hopefully I've gave you that in this video. But like I said, make sure you're interacting in the comments down below. Make sure you leave a like if you did enjoy. Thank you so much for the support over the past couple of weeks. Over the past 28 days, we've reached 100,000 views, which is insane. We've gained over 3,000 subscribers. It's been unbelievable. Honestly, I can't thank you enough. That's why I'm delivering the content. That's why I'm trying to make it as good and as fun and as frequent as possible for you. So hopefully you are enjoying it. If you did enjoy this video, be sure you leave a like, subscribe and all that fun stuff, and I will see you all in a bit. Ta-ra, yous.